Yeah, Richie Rich here, Creative Peaceful Consultant. If you're listening to this video, I did another one, a pre-post. I didn't merge these together. Actually, the time frame's a little farther apart. So anyway, yesterday's video was kind of showing what I'm doing, where I'm living in Vietnam, my new apartment. And basically, I'm here, want to show people, to be more free, take the courage to be who you are, okay? And everybody's caught up in all this George Floyd thing that's going on in the North America, and so yeah, there's a lot of stress going out there. So yeah, it's So I'm over here in Vietnam, and I'm going through my stresses too. And you need to acknowledge where you are at, okay? You want to acknowledge where you're at, because it can be crazy out there and everything else that's going on. So right now I'm over here in Vietnam. I'm doing some work online, and but I'm also having a lot of grief from my family back home in Canada. And so it's kind of, how can I say, it can be a little unnerving, because you need to be who you are and not what everybody else wants you to be and or do. So I'm getting a lot of stress. I'm getting guilt trips. Why aren't you back home? When are you coming back home? And yeah, it's not going back home is not jiving with me, if you want to put it that way. And so it's a little unnerving. I don't see going back home right now to Canada as a good place to go back home right now. They still have the social distancing going on. Yeah, they're opening up the economy now. It's not totally opened up now, but and dealing with that, and now you're dealing with a lot of restaurants being closed, the social avenues are going to be closed. So, and I'm a single guy. Well, over here, I do have a few friends and a girlfriend, but if I go back home, there's going to be really nothing for me to do there. I could go back to my old traditional job, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. And I've been told is like, if you want, you have to change your thinking if you want to go forward. So that's another thing. You got to acknowledge where you are and change your thinking, because for me, it's kind of like the old saying, definition of sanity: doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result. So going back home is, and to the same residence, the same job, and everything else, it's just like kind of like Pavlov's law, like, with the dog and the ring and the bell and food. It's like everything's going to come back together again, and you're stuck in that loop again. So yeah, you, like I said, definition of sanity: doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So you got to do something different, people. So one, you got to acknowledge where you're at. 3, do something different. Totally do something different. And so let's say you're in North America and you're protesting and everything else. You need to, you got to acknowledge why you're protesting, but at the end of the day, is it really going to get you where you want to go in the future? You have to take, and this is you got to take responsibility for where you are, where you're at, and you can't not. And unfortunately, a lot of people are wanting handouts and everything else. Don't get me wrong. If the government wants to give me some money, well, fine, I'll line up and give me some money. But I'm not gonna depend on it, or hopefully it keeps coming. Want to give it to me? Fine, give it to me. That's no problem. But you need to create your own job or prefer your own business going forward, and defining about who you are as a person. And so, like I said, you got knowledge, and you got to change everything where you're at. So let's say you're at home and you had a traditional job and everything else. Well, you need an option would be start looking online, doing some work online, see what kind of skill sets they need online that can be done over online. So, for instance, let's say you're good at, this is pretty broad, but let's say you're good at writing resumes. So you can do that. You gotta start somewhere. So maybe you can write a resume for people and post your services on that. So that's just a little example of going forward here. So yeah, and change where you're at, and then and once you get going with that, then you go into your next stage is building on something. For instance, how can I say? You could build. You gotta look at you gotta look at who you are as a person and what you are designed to do. And I'm not talking about your career. I'm talking about you as a person and what kind of person you are and what are you designed to do. And that's where I have a report out right now that teaches you that. We give you a report on what you're designed to do. It's called the Life Optimization Report. So you can check that out, lifeoptimizationreport.com. And it basically is going to narrow down on what type of person you are and where you'd be going. Because, some people are in certain jobs or certain places in their life where you're not designed to be there. And you're swimming upstream and you want to swim downstream. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to be explaining more as we keep going forward here in the future. But I'll have more of I'm going to have a step-by-step plan for people, and I kind of gave you two little nuggets there for you to take a look at. But yeah, that's the whole gist of it, and also don't worry or care about what other people think. And that's what I'm dealing with back home, like I said before, regarding my family giving me guilt trips and everything else. Everybody feels they have to abide by what society and religion and family and friends and all that stuff tell you what you need to do. And that's where they start giving you guilt trips and everything else. And it's kind of like, you just got to say, okay, basically say, oh, thanks for the information. I'll ponder it and move on. And I'm not saying some people won't take the information critically and critically analyze it and say, oh, I'm maybe a different perspective, but you got to do what's good for you, and only you can do that. So anyway, check out my report. It's lifeoptimizationreport.com. I'll leave a link down below. And yeah, that's kind of a step towards your freedom, especially with all this chaos going on. And where you go, take a look at it. Okay, I'm Richie Rich, Creative Peaceful Consultant. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.